Show KARN coming up on Saturday. A lot of people have sent me some messages saying, when is the Mannheim Steamroller music going to start? 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon, and we'll run An American Christmas all the way to midnight on Sunday night. And during that time, we'll break away from An American Christmas for 3-hour segments to bring you The Gift, which deals with the Fisher House and the Wounded Warrior Project. So you'll hear that over the weekend twice. You'll hear it again on Monday because that's a holiday here at KARN because Christmas falls on a Sunday this year. And we will, of course, air the Gift during what would normally be my show from 2 until 6, and then in the 5 to 6 hour, we'll air the a perspective for you. So we'll have some news there for you as well. During Bob's show, there'll be ABC specials for you to listen to. All right, so let's go back. We've got Congressman here, Congressman Tim Griffin. Let's talk about that Defense Authorization Act, because I got to tell you, it is probably one, if not the most talked about topic that people want to speak to me about on the air and on my Facebook. It's within the top 3. Let's just put it that way. And everybody's very nervous about it, Congressman, because there are a couple of places within it that talk about detaining American citizens, holding them without trial and things of that nature. And people have taken that and have, I think, misunderstood some of it.
Yes, thank you for raising that. First of all, just to give you a little background, I started, mutual friends of ours started, who I keep in close contact with that are involved here in the community, started texting me and emailing me about this early on when it was in the Senate. And so I started looking into it, and then I was named a conferee from the Armed Services Committee to the conference, which we were talking about earlier, where the House and the Senate work out their differences so we get a final defense bill. And there were some little tweaks in the conference, but for the most part, the final ended up like what was in the Senate. I would say a couple things. First of all, there are 2 sections that this relates to. There's Section 1021 and Section 1022. And there is a lot of misinformation about this, and I'm happy to walk through it. In fact, I'm finishing up an op-ed today that is on this issue. But let me take the easiest to dispense with first. 1022 is the second section that deals with military custody of foreign Al-Qaeda terrorists. Mm-hmm. Now, there's some language in there that says, for example, the requirement to detain a person in military custody under this section does not extend to citizens of the United States. Now, the first way that was misread is folks thought, well, it says the requirement does not extend to citizens, but it could be an option, even though it's not required. That's a misreading of the context. This entire section, 1022, that people have had some problems with, is entitled Military Custody for Foreign Al-Qaeda Terrorists. So the requirement that it's talking about is the requirement to keep Al-Qaeda terrorists in custody. So that's what it's talking about. When it says the requirement to detain does not extend to citizens, okay? The bottom line is 1022 does not apply to U.S. citizens, period.
All right, I want to stop you right there.
Yeah.
Because I got to get to the news. When we come back, let's talk further about this.
Sure.
And then I want to question a little bit about the EPA, and then I want to open it up for phone calls, if that's all right.
Sure.
Okay, you're good for it. All right. So Dave Ellswick Show here on KARN. Congressman will be with us, of course, for this entire hour. We don't get to do this very often because his time is limited, but he found an hour for us here just before the Christmas holidays. Time now for your local